Come on in. Good morning and welcome to Transwest Truck Trailer RV. My name is Katie O'Neill and I am so excited to show you today's video. I'm at 303-562-8659. Again, 303-562-8659. Today we are going to be touring a 2022 Newmar Superstar, and it is a single color. It's tungsten gray. So the first time we've ever done this in a monochromatic color other than white. So really excited to bring this to you. As usual, you can find us live on Facebook 5 days a week with an RV video, 5 days a week with a truck video, and 5 days a week with a trailer video for horse trailers. Please note that we are at TTTRV on YouTube. I'm at RVs Inside Out on YouTube, and you can always find us at our Facebook station. Now, being that I go by RVs Inside Out, it's because I really think it's important to start from the inside out. So Jody, if you don't mind, go ahead and take her on back. Today is a really special day. I keep telling people, you know, you can get exactly what you want, and this is a true testament. This is a Belmont interior, which is absolutely lovely. And the client that I was working with on this, Ken, is going to come in to see her for the first time either tomorrow or Wednesday. But she's got the Bermuda glazed maple hardwood finish with a matte finish that he was really dreaming about. And then this is the 4059 floor plan. So this is a bath and a half model. Last year we had a 4051. You can still get that in the Supreme Air, but the 4059 is fantastic. It actually has a really nice bathroom layout in the rear. It's a bath and a half model. And if you'll take a look just over here to the right, I love this little pocket. It's very residential the way that they have the porcelain toilet with the Dometic flush, the nice, you know, robe hook up here, the towel rack. All of these things in this little cubby back here. And you'll note that we do have this egress door, and there's a magnetic cover right here that just pops off, and there's a ladder that deploys, and you can get in and out of this in the case of an emergency, or just simply use it to load up the RV. But it's very easy lock feature, pretty simple to use, but super nice. Another thing that I really like about this RV is the fact that it has a square shower, so just a little more room in here. I had somebody who said, oh, there's not a lot of room to stand. Well, there is, because you can just put that teak bench back and you've got plenty of room, a nice skylight, you've got your rain shower, and then also an overhead wand. And this wand is adjustable, so you can set this for wherever you wanted it. Little place to keep your toiletries. And then down here you'll see this is a really important feature. This is the AquaView system. So this coach has 150 gallons of fresh water. It's got a 60-gallon gray water tank and a 40-gallon black water tank. Now, in its competition, the Verona LE, they have a 75-gallon gray water tank, but they don't have that recycling feature. So, although this is a smaller gray water tank, it also has the feature where you can recycle this water. So you simply flip the switch, and then when your water is being heated by your tankless hot water heater, instead of the water that's coming out of the shower head going into the drain and going into your gray water tank, it goes back into your fresh water tank and recycles until it's hot. And then when it's hot, you can go ahead and flip it back over, and it'll start filling your gray water tank. So you'll be able to save quite a few gallons of water just in that reheating process. Now keep in mind, this is an all electric coach. So that same tankless hot water heater is what makes this coach so phenomenal. This coach is powered by hydronic heat. That same hot water heater, it's actually an Oasis system. It's a dual loop Chinook, which is an upgrade for 2022. That Chinook system, what it does is it takes a tube of glycol or antifreeze, whatever you want to call it, and it heats it, and it circulates under the underbelly of the coach and then pushes air over the top of it, heating your coach either by AC1, AC2, or by your burner system. So this is a really cool feature. If you're just doing a mild heat, you can either use your heat pumps with your two 15,000 watt B2 air conditioners, or if you want to and you're plugged in at camp, you can just run it off of the camp's AC. You can have AC1 for light heating, AC2 for something a little more gregarious. We actually can use AC2 here at Transwest in our campground when we're heating up our Superstar over the winter time, and it will actually keep it above freezing without having to run our diesel burner. But the diesel burner is by far the hottest method of heating your coach, and it's also going to be the best in really cold temperatures. So 3 different heating mechanisms just by your Oasis system and that hydronic heat. And then again, you've got those 2 heat pumps going for you as well. I get a lot of questions. This is a very comparable coach to the Ventana Class A. If you are looking for heated floors, though, you'll have to go into either our Supreme Air, or you could go into the sister of this coach. This, of course, is the Superstar. The equivalent in the Class A would be the Ventana, and there they do have a heated floor option. It's pricey, though, so if you don't super need it, for me, I'm usually wearing slippers or socks or something anyway. I would definitely let you know that hydronic heat's the way to go. All right, so as you can see, really beautiful cabin here. I did take a little bit of time in advance and just get this kind of lined up for Jody, because I know that a lot of people want to see how the safe works. But before we get there, take a look at this medicine cabinet. All of this is hardwood, carpet lined, really decadent. A nice place to put your curling iron, your flat iron, your hair dryer. And I love this glass backsplash. I mean, just beautiful glass backsplash. And I love also this beautiful hard polish finish. This is just such a nice swirly blend here. It's not going to show dirt, and it looks really classy. It actually matches these handles too. You'll notice that they've got this carbon fiber inlay. And then two really nice drawers here. Of course, soft close. Lots of cabinet space down there. And then an additional 4 drawers. So this is one of the things that this coach really has going for it. It's got so much storage. Really impressive amounts of storage. Look at all that drawer space. I mean, you could keep t-shirts, socks, bathing suits. You could have a junk drawer. I mean, there's so much you could do with this. But then this is like the coup d'etat. This is really what separates this coach from some of the others. So you've got additional hanging space. Look at this cubby here in the floor. Just fantastic amount of storage space. And then that just covers up like this. So you just like slide this little bad boy in place. So nice flat surface here to store shoes. Of course, we've got our safe here as well. But this additional storage above, in addition to the wardrobes that we already have in the main bedroom, is just so nice. And of course, we do have the optional Splendide washer and dryer here. This is, of course, something if you wanted more storage, once again, you could order this unit without the washer and dryer. But being that you've got this great cabinet here on the left, you really can have both, which I think is so nice. And then I wanted just to show you all the room in the world to keep your Tide Pods, your dryer sheets, anything that you might need for when you're on the road. And then Jody, I am going to go ahead and lock you in for just a sec. But so here's your nice solid door. So a little bit of privacy here. And then when you come into this king size bed, this bedroom is so fantastic. I love the headboard. Now I'll tell you, I love the Belmont interior. I really can't stand this bedspread and these pillow shams. If they're your taste, I apologize for saying it with my outside voice. But the funny thing is, this is like for me, the only part of Belmont that I don't enjoy. Everything else is fantastic. I love the color of the wallpaper. I love how indiscreet these little sconces are. They're just not, they're covered with like a nice neutral material. And then of course we have all of our storage up top as well. There is 2 110 outlets in here. There are grommets, so you can run any kind of cords down that you like, which I think is really nice if you wanted to power a laptop or an iPad. Here you have 2 USB ports and a 110 outlet, as well as a place to keep your water bottles and your sultry novels. So super nice there. This year we have an all lights off switch up here, and it's so nice to have the all lights off switch because not only can you control your reading lights, which are directional, but you can turn all the coach lights off up here, which is so very nice. And then I wanted to go ahead and lift up this bed to show you a few different things. We get a lot of people who say, "Oh, Katie, you missed an opportunity about talking about where you plug in that breathing machine." And I say, well, I've heard they're supposed to be at or below heart level. So you have this great place you could put your CPAP machine on the left or right hand side of the bedstand. And so if you're a right side sleeper or a left side sleeper, either side has plenty of room for a CPAP machine and an outlet right next to the area where you would use it, as well as the 2 USB ports so you could charge your phone, charge your laptop overhead, run your CPAP machine, and just have all that functionality that you get at home, which is so very nice, in addition to all this fantastic storage. So you'll notice here, this does not have the Sleep Number Radius Corner mattress. We didn't get it either. The mattress, to be honest with you, is so comfortable. I don't think that we're going to replace the mattress in our Superstar because we really have enjoyed it. Now here we have Of course, what we talked about earlier, all that wardrobe space. This is just a little carpet that goes down in the front cab until Ken comes in and we do the full detail. I thought I'd just leave it wrapped up. We could put that in last, but that's just for your front seating area. And you can also get WeatherTech floor mats. You have another emergency exit here, but you'll notice today we've got that Carefree awning deployed. So you have these 3 outside curtains, and today's really blustery and windy. So it's just super nice to be able to keep the sun out on a windier day. Now, it was like 70 here yesterday, and today it's snowing, and then I think tomorrow it's going to be 70, and then I think Friday it's going to be snowing again. So welcome to Colorado. But that's one of the things that's so nice about this Carefree package is that it is not requiring a wind sensor. They're really durable. They're actually strapped down, and you can have them out when it might be a little more gusty. So if you do have a hot day intermittently and you want to keep the sun out of your coach, this is a great package to get. It's pretty inexpensive. We do also have the additional awning package on this coach, but it would be actually triggered by the wind today, so it would just close up, so I didn't open them. I love the way that this drawer extends past your wardrobe, so you have full access. And so you've got the 2 larger drawers here, you've got the 2 smaller drawers here in the middle, and then you've got a 5th drawer over here. And then you'll notice in 2022 we actually took out the Blu-ray players because people just maybe were using them or not using them. It was just a good place to not spend so much extra cash. If you want one, there's an HDMI cord already wired. This coach does not have satellite, so this coach has the Razor antenna, no satellite, and then they'll just use their 4K TVs that are smart TVs and watch like Hulu or Netflix. That is definitely the way that we are seeing a lot of people order their coaches these days. There's just no reason to put an expensive satellite system on top of an RV that requires like a dish or a DirecTV subscription, because you can really get everything that you want on your smart TVs. And if you decide to do that and you're like a big movie buff, we do offer something called a Cradle Point. And we offer a Cradle Point, which is basically going to give you your own Wi-Fi hotspot in the coach, and it's a big antenna on top of it. We opted for the 5G, and it's been fantastic. My boyfriend does a lot of work on the road. We do a ton of boondocking, and he can do all of his WhatsApp calls, all of his Skype calls, all of his Zoom meetings on the road, no matter where he is, and it's just been fantastic for us. But it also had alleviated for us the need for satellite, so we don't have satellite either. In terms of games, what I've noticed is that even if you do have satellite, like for watching sports, they still require different places to have different subscriptions. So far it has not impeded us. So here's your separation from cab to galley. This is a really nice solid door once again. And then right past that, you'll see that we have our central vac. And then this is the hose attachment place here that kind of go on and off. So I really, really love the way that this bedroom is set up. Now you'll notice here on the floor we have carpet along our full wall slide. So this entire slide on the right-hand side of the coach is a single slide. It carries all of your cabinets. It carries your Whirlpool residential style refrigerator. It carries your induction cooktop, your dishwasher, microwave, and your theater seats. So this is a really, really huge slide, and it gives us a lot of extra room. Now, a little difference between the 4051 and the 4059 of 2021 is that the 4051 allows us to have, first of all, this great residential style refrigerator, which we had in the 4051 as well. So, you know, we do this Whirlpool with a water filter, really nice, like adjustable shelves that go in and out, tons and tons of door space, a water filter or water dispenser on the outside, big under cabinet freezer with lots of deep drawer space and a top drawer and an ice maker. But the difference really is that if you step back and just turn around, Jody, this extra slide comes out. So when you're in this kitchen space, you have so much more room, because before we had the bedroom slide and this full wall slide, but now we actually have this additional slide. So this is a really big difference maker for this coach, and what it does is it makes this whole kitchen area feel so much more open than what you had before. So when you're cooking here, you have, of course, your GFI grounded outlets here. You've got one here underneath. You've got another here underneath. This has the optional kitchen window as well. And then you have all your overhead storage. But you have so much counter space and so much room here. and you can really entertain. And what it allowed us to do is it allowed us to give us a space where you could actually have, for instance, like a king size mattress in the center there if you wanted to bring littles. Of course, we always have our cutting boards underneath our covers. One of the things that we do that I think is a really big space saver, and that's changed the way that we camp, is we have this true induction cooktop that's actually removable. So when you're comparing the Renegade to the Superstar, the Renegade Verona LE is going to be most close to this. They do a fantastic job as well. Great cabinetry, Amish craftsmanship. Both manufacturers are based out of Indiana. You've got huge pride in workmanship, fantastic factory, quality of life, just great ownership in general. But being able to take your true induction cooktop outside and plug it in is really nice because you can have one set of pots and pans that works for everything instead of having to have something that you're going to use over an open flame and something that works on your electric cooktop, so you can have those nicer, higher quality pots and pans in and outside at the same time. Okay, so I love this feature. The dishwasher, super nice. As you can tell, we have lots of winterizer going on right now, but that's of course because it's going to snow today. But a great place if you wanted to store your utensils or any large pots and pans. You also have these little drop downs where you could put up wine glasses and things like that. So it's a really, really nice Fisher Paykel washer and dryer. Dishwasher. So we love that. Tons of room here in your big, it could be spatulas, silverware, whatever you want. It comes, of course, with the organizer. We are using that to house like the remote controls for our sound bars. We have one inside and one outside. For all of our TVs as well. We have the Samsung in the front, we have the Samsung in the back, and then we also have the optional 43-inch smart TV outside. You'll notice this is the Girard awning controller, so this is what we're not using today just because of the blustery conditions. And then this is to remove your whole house water filter. So not only do you have a water filter here in the refrigerator, but you also have one outside. And then you'll notice we only have one paint touch-up thing. That's because this coach only has one color paint. This whole entire coach is painted in tungsten gray metallic. It was the first time anyone had ever asked me if I could make the skin color and then A, B, and C all the same, and I did. And we weren't sure how it was going to turn out. We've seen it on other manufacturers, but really the only monochromatic paint scheme I've ever seen is the Blanco, which is what I ordered and what I have in the bunk model. And so I was super stoked when Ken wanted to do this. And he was really specific in the color that he wanted it to be. And I'll tell you what, it turned out fantastic. So again, that's tungsten gray metallic, but you could do this with any coach that you wanted. Like if you wanted to make your coach hot pink, or, I mean, that would be what I would like. Or, I don't know, like your team race colors, like you could do, it kind of opened up my mind when we just ordered a Superstar where we're doing the skin and then both in black. So there's more black on the coach. And then we're just doing a little white and silver to accent it, so we can really kind of play with it. But what's so exciting about these videos and what's so fulfilling is I've been saying it forever. You can order something from us and it will come in and it will be exactly what you want. And this is a perfect example of that happening. So back to the kitchen. So this galley area, once again, really fantastic. Look at all of the storage you have here. So I love these adjustable drawers. These are full extension. You can get all the way into the back. They're adjustable from height, so you can change, what size bottles you have where. If you've got olive oil maybe on the top or maybe on the bottom, you want to keep more soup cans so you don't need it to be as tall. You can adjust that up and down. So really, really handy there. And then a ton of additional drawer space as well. Again, as you can see, these are all full extension. And then I love the way Newmar does this. They don't want you to see that there's a differentiation in these drawers, so they actually just make this drawer shorter from the inside, but they give you the same appearance of the handle on the outside. One of my favorite features, of course, which I talk about all the time, is our little scrubby holder. So my boyfriend has been out running around in our Superstar. He's got like 7,000 miles on it already. And he brought it back because I actually have some clients that ordered a Superstar from me off of a video, and they flew in for their anniversary, and I let them test drive my RV because they'd never driven one, and it was fantastic because he's actually 5'2", and he wasn't sure if his feet would hit the pedals or if his seat went forward well enough. And we drove it all around the area, some really bumpy roads, and I mean, it was so funny. He was really, you could tell just a little bit you know, a little bit tentative as to whether or not he was making the right decision. And after the test drive, he was over the moon. But back to what I was talking about. So when I was showing it to them, there was matches in the scrubby drawer. And I was like, I'm sorry, I've had a bachelor in here for like the first, I don't know, 3 months of this RV's experience. Oh, I think we already did that, didn't we? So he totally batched out the cab of the coach and nothing's where it belongs. There's the other sink cover. And I have one of them out because it's just nice to show you that we have this really nice, super deep basin undermount stainless steel sink. And normally I don't like a divided sink, but when camping, it's really nice to be able to keep your sudsy water in one and then rinse in the other. And with that residential style faucet head, you have such a nice setup here for being able to keep, to keep more water, less gray water while you're doing your dishes. Now, all of that being said, let's talk about the other thing that makes this so unique. A 1.5 bath model. So first and foremost, so I've got this really classy door, and I know you saw it from the other side, but here we go. Now we've got some privacy, right? So you've got your friends over, your bed's not made, your shower's kind of a mess, whatever. Cool, I have an extra bathroom here. And this is a really nice, roomy bathroom. I always tell people when they come in to test drive with me, I want them to sit on the toilet. The reason that is because you got to make sure you've got room in here. You got to stand in the shower. You got to make sure that there's room in there. And then open all the cabinets and see whether or not you've got places to keep all your stuff. There's so much room in here for all the stuff. Just love this space that we have. So smart. My boyfriend's the early riser in our household. I think a lot of times it's the opposite. But you know, I could easily move in and have this be like the place where I keep my makeup bag, my hair dryer, so I could wake up early and get ready and drink coffee. That won't happen. He'll bring me coffee while I'm in bed and I'll sleep in. And he'll get up at 6 o'clock at the same time every single day because he's a maniac. But in your household, if you wanted this front restroom, it would be ideal for 1/2 of the household. And again, another 2 110 outlets in here. This, of course, is going to be where you keep your circuit breaker and all of your fuses and such. And there's a few places like this throughout the coach, but as you can see, they're so nicely labeled. It's really centrifugally located, easy to access, easy to reach. Just a great overall layout. I keep failing to mention we have fantastic fans 3 times in this coach. So one in each bathroom, and then we also have one here over the kitchen as well. And so those are rain sensor. Did I open these, Jody? I don't know if I did. Did I do that? I think I did. I did? Okay. Sorry, guys. I do so many videos that sometimes I forget what I've already said. I'm also a little dingy in case you haven't met me in person, but that's okay. I'm nice. All right, so let's talk about other things that are cool about this. I like the way these windows open. I get a lot of questions about that, but they're nice because if it's raining out just gently, or even if it's raining out a lot, because they pop out this way, you can have that fresh air coming in, and then you can have the rain scooting down. And as you can see, we have another one of these Carefree awnings deployed for you today. Another thing that we don't see a whole lot of, just because we've had all of these Superstars typically come with a bed here. Ken was really specific that he and his girlfriend would like to have these theater seats. And look what they were able to do in 2022. I mean, you could sleep in this. It's so comfortable. And what's so cool about it is if you look at that little glowy blue thing, that's a USB port. That's actually designed to plug in and charge your phone. As you can also see, really nice, super easy to clean stainless steel cup holders. Tons of room here, but look what's underneath. Just incredible space throughout this entire coach. Really, really nice storage. And then up here, more incredibly deep storage. Now I did bring my tape measure because I wanted to see how deep this really is, because you could use this for so much stuff. This is 26 inches deep, and this is 25 inches deep. I mean, that's insane. That's so much room. It might have been 27 in the middle, but I always round down so no one calls me up and goes, I just bought a box that doesn't fit because of you, Katie. Another place here to keep your water bottles, your suntan lotion, sultry novels. I know I talk about those a lot, but a good book is always nice to have while you're camping. And then if you want to clean these, they're super easy to clean. Now, somebody said they liked the way they look better with just the stripes. I don't know if that's your thing. You could do it. I guess you could just take them off. I think that they're very, very Fendi, which is very, very trendy. Okay, so other stuff that I like. Ooh, okay, so we talk about this a lot before we get to the other half of the lounge. We'll talk about this. This big black rainbow is so cool. So one of the things that's really rewarding to me, especially in the ownership of a product like this, is being able to see what the differences are. So today we're running the generator. First of all, you can't hear it. I love that. It's super quiet. The other thing that's kind of interesting though is that even when I'm standing up here, I can't hear anything, but this is actually open where the cab is not connected to the house. And so that's what this does. This nice sound deadening barrier here allows this coach to have a flex, so when you're winging or yinging and the coach is yanging, you don't feel anything. And when we were out test driving, we took this down some really naughty, dirty roads. Not this one, Ken, don't worry. Mine, not yours. But we took my RV out down some really crazy roads, and you could see in the back of the house, the house was moving, and the cab is on these this air ride suspension on its own separate suspension, and it would just stay super level. So it wasn't jarring at all, and that's just such a cool feature that Newmar does with their Super Cs that nobody else does. Another thing that's kind of nice about this is you'll notice is the drop down that I have is not until I get here in the front. So there's a much less of a Renegade tends to have kind of like a box here where you have to step over it. So this is kind of nice because it's consecutive. And then keep in mind, if you wanted to look at the Supreme Air, you could get a 4051 or a 4061 or a 4573 or a 4590, any of those larger RVs, or even the same 40-foot level with all tile. So that's something that's important to understand, is we do offer a full tile version. That's going to be more like a Mountain Air type of level. It's a 505 horsepower engine. This, of course, is a 360 horsepower engine. That one's going to have 1,850 foot-pounds of torque. This has 1,150 foot-pounds of torque, so 1,150. And I want to make sure that I clarify and that really differentiate in the market. Some people have said, "Oh my gosh, Tiffin's coming out with this new Super C," and it's fine. I mean, it's a nice truck. Don't get me wrong. It's a lot like that of the Valencia. It's a 6.7 liter ISB, and it has 800 foot-pounds of torque. So it's certainly better than that of like maybe a gas-burning engine like a Ford. But you know, really where it's at, if you want to be able to have good off-the-line capacity for towing something heavier, this coach has a 20,000 pound towing capacity because it's got 1,150 foot-pounds of torque. This is the same engine that they use in the Dutch Star, the Ventana, the Superstar, the Renegade LE, Verona LE, the Renegade Verona. So all of these bigger, you know, heftier, more meaty engine or RVs are housed with this 8.9 liter Cummins coupled with Allison 6-speed transmission. And just speaking from experience, it's super nice to drive. It is not too loud in the cab. I have so many people that ask me that question. And when we were test driving mine earlier this week, I said, you know, this is something, I said, what do you guys think about the engine cab noise? And they're like, it's great. You know, we read all these horror stories about how it's so loud. But the truth of the matter is, so we offer something called the Canyon Star in the front engine diesel, and that's sitting right under the cab, and it is definitely a little bit louder, but the engine here is out in front of the truck, just like a good old-fashioned semi-truck. It is. It's an M2 106 chassis. So I mean, this is a mid-size semi, and it's not noisy. It's a really, really nice drive. And you know, Newmar does so much for us by differentiating in the marketplace and allowing this to be an open float. But keep in mind, Transwest is a semi-truck company. So we really understand why and what the value is of having that construction where you've got that, you know, non-welded together house and that flexibility. And so that's what we came up with this in partnership with Newmar some number of months ago. So starting in 2019, there was only two stores in the country that carried Superstars, and of course we were one of the first. But we also were really, really instrumental in helping to establish this free ride cab, which is super nice. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and put this shade up. So the skylight that they offer here in the front is really one of the most, I just think, fantastic aspects of my new RV. I've always had panoramic roofs in my cars. I worked for a number of German sports car manufacturers for my first 20 years in the car industry. And I always had panoramic roofs. I like the feeling of the open light. I love to be able to look up and see the people, you know, scaling the rock walls in Colorado. So this beautiful sky cab is something that's available to us because of the construction in this coach. And then here you'll see there's so much additional storage. And then underneath here, you'll see one of the reasons that Newmar is so different than other manufacturers. This 800 number, 866-290-3855, doesn't just stop ringing at 5:30. It goes to an after-hours phone. This email address, supercservice@newmarcorp.com, goes to after hours as well. So if you're in a situation where you need help, it's really nice because Newmar has customer support waiting for you on the other side of the line. The other thing I think is really important is that you have Noogle and Newpar, and that's where if you just need to order like an extra few water filters, you can go into Newpar. If you want to go into Noogle and look at not only Newmar's Google version of the stuff that they know from the inside, but also stuff from around the surrounding internet on how your Oasis system works, on slide control, on your Razor antenna, all of that stuff is housed in one convenient location. And then of course you've got your Freightliner custom chassis, 800 number here. So just lots and lots of support. And then what we do to really bolster this and make it different is that we have a gentleman by the name of Bill Habercorn, and he's employed here at Newmar, or at Newmar. We are kind of like at Newmar because we do a lot of Newmar. Just, you know, Transwest carries from Baystar all the way through to the King Air, and then of course we carry Renegade, Prevost, and Winnebago as well. So this is a fantastic place to do business. But so Bill Habercorn answers he answers our calls after hours or during business hours, and he is our tech support. And this guy is like a walking encyclopedia, and I cannot tell you how useful he is. If I can't answer a question, I send him a text, and he like literally will text back and answer the question for me. He helps my clients all the time. They all get his number when they take delivery. We offer a 3-hour walk, and when we say walk, what that means is when you come in to do your paperwork at our store, your price has been established, your financing has been sorted out, all of the options that are going to be disclosed to you in finance have already been made available to you, and your real focus of the day is you show up here for your 3-hour orientation and you just learn. You learn how to use your RV. We have camping on site here with 50 amp power, so if you'd like to stay overnight and just get your sea legs on before you take off into the wild blue yonder, you can do that. Of course, then you can talk to Bill Habercorn directly. And then after you go through all of the, the semantics of taking delivery of your coach, you do your paperwork in a nice, calm environment. You've already walked through and understood everything about your coach. Your walkthrough specialist, whether it's Tim Frank or Bill, all those guys are here to help you, and we can kind of make sure that when you are ready to launch, you know what you're doing, you feel comfortable in the product that you've purchased. So it's a really, really nice delivery process here. And I have people from all over the country that fly in, because guess what? If you take delivery of a Newmar in Colorado, you're starting off your trip maybe 2,000 or 3,000 miles away from wherever it is that you might have had to drive to just to get here. So it's a really awesome thing. And please take note, I'm taking orders every day. For everyone who says that they're sold out, I'm so sorry. We're not sold out. Now, can you walk in and test drive 2 or 3 of these at the same time like you used to be able to? No. But you could absolutely get what you want. All it takes is a good guide who's going to show you how to get the right stuff. Okay, so Jody, if you wouldn't mind, just pan over to the right. I'm going to go ahead and pop this televator up. This is a really nice change for this model. So now you've got your theater seats with your bump out. Your television is a little further away, which gives you much better viewing capacity. And when you get this theater seat, you can either do a 74-inch wide hide-a-bed with a queen mattress that's a trifold, or you could do these theater seats. There's an optional extendable dinette that seats 6, or you could do this that seats 4. And what's nice about this 4-top is this converts into a little bed. So this actually is a convertible. And when you do the non-extenda, it actually has plenty of room for 4 people to sit around the table and be comfortable. So you actually have extra sleeping accommodations here if you wanted to, and that's what this, so when you put that tabletop down, just put this down on top of it. It slides right underneath here. So you're all good to go. I'm gonna go ahead and put this back up. This is where I had it earlier, but I wanted to get out of the way for the beauty shots. And then you have all of this storage here underneath as well. So really, really nice deep storage. Of course, you got a forward-facing seat belt. And then let's go ahead and put our televator down. And I want to bring our slides in so we can see the walking space in this coach. Before I do that, just under the sound bar, you'll see where you've got mission control as well. I'll go ahead and close that up. I'm going to stop our generator for when we go outside, so it's really nice and quiet in here. And one of the reasons that is Newmar is really good about building a very, very sound cab. So one of the things that a lot of people will say when they come in, and especially that have had multiple RVs in the past, they'll say, gosh, you know, this RV is so quiet. It's in the walls, it's in the ceiling, but more importantly, it's in this floor. So this floor is built on the Star Foundation, strong, true, and robust. And what it does is it gives you a 3-inch thick subfloor, and the floor is actually built off of the RV. So all the tile is laid on this table called Big Bertha. It's a heated table. They build the subfloor underneath the coach, then they put the tile floor over on Big Bertha, and then they lift her up and move her over and put it down on top of the coach, so you don't get as much tile popping, you don't get that flexing. I've actually, you know, been so impressed with the fact that I've never really walked into cracked tile in any of the Newmars that I've seen. Now, granted, like, I guess, you know, maybe I've only been doing this for a few years, that's why that is, but to be very honest with you, I've seen it in a lot of other manufacturers, and it's one of the things that I'm really proud about when I rep this product. So here in the middle is another thing that I really, really take a lot of pride in. So this Oasis system is a marine grade hydronic system. Most systems are run on AquaHot. So this is really cool. This is that burner I was talking about, and then AC 1 or 2. So this is where you would run that. You also have your power system where you can see all of your commands here. I've watched a number of videos, so I've realized that, you know, you can't see that this says that the block heater's on, that water heat's on. So, you know, I'm not going to go through all the stuff that you can't see on camera because there's a bunch of stuff you just can't see. But another thing that really differentiates this manufacturer from the rest of the Super C segment is not only the HWH leveling system. So this leveling system is really fantastic, but the other thing it does is it gives us this really amazing step that we'll see when we go outside. So starting now, you'll see that we have a whole bunch of new control panels. This is the first RV I've actually seen that shows you your AC load, your inverter, all on a digital output. So that's super exciting to see that new technology. And then you've got your tank control here. You've got your HVAC control. And then this is an auto gen start. So this coach will either start because of temperature or time. And then here, as I mentioned earlier, you have this Winegard Razor antenna. What's nice about this is it's going to do a search, tell you how many stations it has. On the other side, it had 18. Over here, we have 15. That's not surprising. We've got terrible cell coverage here. It's like the black hole. But all that being said, we still have 15 stations with our Winegard antenna. This is for your Girard awnings, your security lights, your block heater. I don't know why that's on, but that's okay. Oh, okay, so entry lock, and then this lock and unlock button. So entry lock is going to be for the door. This little button here is because Ken opted to have the chrome power door locks. And what's so nice about that is if you put this coach into drive, they will lock automatically, but you can unlock all of your basement doors right here. And there's also a remote control for them. I love this step color cover. So I'm going to go ahead and put the slides in right now, and I want to show you. Oh, I think I might have to turn the generator back on. Oh, I was hitting in or out. Oh, I am. Jody, you want me to turn the generator on? Here, I'll get past you. So one thing I'll tell you, Ken had this coach wired for solar. So it's pre-wired for solar. Ken also opted like for the dishwasher, the washer and dryer. He did a lot of things. He's not putting in the 3 solar panels. And I really like the 3 solar panels because it gives me more charge. And I'm not plugged in right now, so it's nice to have a little extra juice. But I can just run the generator, and like I said earlier, it's pretty quiet. Uh-oh, close the door. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Thank God. So for anybody who doesn't know, behind the scenes, we have this fantastic support staff, Jody being one of them. He's my cameraman, and whenever I'm making a mistake, he's like, Katie, do that, do this. And he's really great at one-handed sign language because he's also holding onto his camera all at the same time. So we'll do that one, and then let's take a look at, here's your walking space. Here's your access into that bathroom. So as you can see, so much room here. And then I'm going to go ahead and close this bedroom space up as well. But as you can see, so I've got some folks that, you know, will come in and they have dogs and they're trying to figure out where their pooch can sleep. But if you can see, if you had a really large dog, this would be a fantastic place to be able to, you know, have a doggy bed while in motion, and you can put it right on top of that step cover and have plenty of room for a really large dog or two to be comfortable here. And that's, of course, you know, when we're traveling and we're taking our fine furry friends with us, that's certainly of consideration. Let's see if I can get the off door side in. Nope, not yet. So we're gonna go ahead and keep going past this. Oh, let's go ahead and open this step cover back up. So once again, nice feature that really gives you a lot more space here. Someone asked me earlier if there was storage under the stairs. In this RV, you'll find that there's a ton of, you know, ton of wiring that needs to get put through, so they don't have the stairs that open here, but there's a lot of storage nonetheless, and you'll find that when we get outside here. Do you hear that doorbell? So that's one of my favorite features. Now before we start, I am going to go ahead and open this door and show you, first of all, how easy it is to get in, and then I'm going to turn my generator off, right, so I can do that. But one of the nice features that we have here is going to be that we have our 360 camera. Just want to show you what that looks like real quick. And we also have the new Nav and Go system for navigation. And honestly, I've been really happy with it. So if anyone wants feedback on it, I think it's great. None of the nav systems on the RVs are very good, but it's really responsive. The camera time is quick. So pretty stoked on that. And then as you can see, we have that overhead camera service here. So that's just so nice. You can see all around the coach, behind the coach. So super, super cool to have your all of your cameras are so much more clear than they used to be. And then of course we've got that slide still open, but just really, really neat. It's not 12 a.m. Just so you know, this coach is in really great condition and literally just got here. It hasn't even been through PDI. It's actually, the shop is waiting for me to bring them the keys right now so they can get ready for this delivery we've got coming in. But it's nice to see that it's just, you know, everything's spot on. The driver said it was a fantastic drive going, you know, from Indiana to Colorado. They all come in with about 1,100 miles on them when they come from Napanee to us. So for those of you who are wondering, I get a lot of questions, are they towed in? No, they're not. We don't tow them. We actually have them drive. One of the nice things about that is that's a great vetting period. You know, if you've got someone who's test driving it beyond you, that means there's 1,000 miles where everything's gone well on this coach. And we know that you're not going to be the guy who gets out there, you know, with 46 miles on the Odo and finds out, you know, that there's a check engine light on, you know. So it's really actually kind of a great vetting period for us. And Newmar works with a fantastic shipping company. Okay, so just power windows, Allison transmission. This little guy here, when you flash it, it's like an alert to, you know, the people saying, it's like a thank you light, if you will. Your engine brakes right here, heated mirrors, lock and unlock. You don't need to lower the vehicle here unless you are going to do it just to load up your tow vehicle or your trailer. When you use the HWH system, it actually will already dump the rear airbags for you, which is super nice. This little guy here just locks up that rear axle so that you don't have both wheels free, so you've got a little bit more traction if you need to. We use the camera up and down. This drops the back down. Docking lights, so we can turn those on so we can see them. Cab ceiling lights, generator, house boost. Sometimes I need to use this if the coach has been sitting for a while. Air conditioning, air horn. I don't know, just it's a cool cab. I drive mine all the time. For people who are intimidated by RVs, God, ask me my opinion. Class A's with tag axles drive pretty nice. I mean, they're pretty buttery. But if you want something that feels like super sure under your feet and that makes you feel like you're in your own coach or your own car, this is definitely the way to go. I love these air ride seats. They're super nice and comfortable. They're heated. There's a little snap that you see all the way around to put a curtain up here so you can have it nice and dark in the cab. And we do have MCD day and night shades throughout the coach as well. In the Supreme Air, they would be power. In this coach, they're manual, but they work fantastic. So that's enough about the cab. Let's go ahead and get back out front. But yeah, I did want to turn that gen off. And like I said, so this is something to talk about. I mean, this is one of the main benefits you have in a Super C is you've got 3 doors. So you're not relegated to just that one access door in the middle of your Class A. You have 3 doors. This little light here, or camera here, is the camera that we were looking at earlier for your right turn signal. Under here you have 1 gas fueling station. Under here you have a whole lot of horsepower. Well, I shouldn't say that. 360 is not that much, but 1,150 foot-pounds of torque is a difference maker. So right here you've got your 8.9 liter Cummins. Again, that's all in red, married to your Freightliner chassis, all in black. Really easy access. A lot of people are like, oh yeah, I want to get a semi-truck because I'm working on myself. I have 0 interest in that. What I really like about this coach, you know, and one of the reasons that we went with the Super C is just that towing capacity. When your engine's up here in the front, so sure, you've got the drive chain down the middle, which kind of hampers your bay access, but it also gives you really good breathability. So people who are trailing stackers, people trailing horse trailers, people trailing large boats, this coach is going to breathe so much better for you, and it's really a big difference maker in being able to tow. Of course, we've got our big 22.5-inch the Alcoa rims. I know we talked about bay storage, but again, so this Star Foundation really gives us a much higher bay storage. And then right over here on the right hand side, you'll see that I have that little switch tripped up. That's actually the pump for the cab. So we'll turn that off whenever we're camping, because it'll continue, if it drops any air pressure at all, it'll just automatically turn back on and re-air up. So we will turn that off when we're camping, but we'll always have that on when we're driving. And then when we store it, we'll also turn it off. Take a look at how huge this bay storage is. So this is what the Star Foundation does for you. It really gives you this huge and impressive amount of storage underneath here. Oh, and I'm going to run inside. Let me open this up for you, Jody, so you can show this around. I'm going to grab my tape measure real quick. But just another huge, huge bay. And I get a lot of people who, oh, I don't know, they complain about they think I can't breathe, they complain about my tape measure, but I also get a ton of people who are super happy with all the information, so I try to accommodate as many as I can. Please keep in mind, you guys, when you watch these videos, they're live, so be kind. You know, it's a little intimidating to get up every Monday morning and walk through one of these and open yourself up to public ridicule. But I try to do a good job. So as you can see, that's another one of our sound bars. Fresh tank drains right here as well. And again, just another nice 43-inch TV. Got some outlets over here as well as some USB ports. So if you're using your phone to Wi-Fi into your Bose soundbar, you can keep it charged. And then down here you can see you can also run off of the dash radio or the television, or you could have it wired to your speaker. So that's cool. Here's those lights we were talking about, the docking lights. Just nice. But I wanted to close this up just so you could kind of see, you know, how much room you have under these bay doors. And then also take a look at this. So this is really, really nice. And somebody asked me, how much pass-through do you have here? So I wanted to take some time to measure. Now there is an optional tray you can get here, but when you get the tray, you don't get this pass-through. And so this is almost 13.5 inches tall. And then the width is, this is 31 inches across. So really big pass-through for people who want to know about that. And then we're also going to measure this upper bay that you see here from inside. Of course, our inner vac pipes are right here. Another 2 110 outlets. This little guy will get you down from a 3-inch to a 2-inch receiver. Oh, and then you also have dual balls right there as well. Those all just come with this package. And there's your road vac exterior access point. So if you need to vacuum your kids or your dog, you can do that out here. And then I wanted to open this up And then of course we've got another GFI double 2 110 outlets. You don't have to zoom in on it, Jody, it's right there. But this is so nice. So I make a lot of jokes about drinking a lot. I actually don't really drink, so it's kind of funny. But so top shelf, right? So you could put tire shine up here. You could put, you know, car wash, whatever you want, or you could put like Patron, and I mean you could put Belvedere up here. It's huge storage. But down here, this is like really where the money shot is, because if you have fishing poles, brooms, this is 64 inches deep. So there's that answer for a lot of you that have asked me, how deep is that storage? It's 64 inches, it's 34 inches wide, and then your clearance is just at 7 3/4, 7.5 inches tall, but 64 inches deep. I mean, you can put all sorts of stuff in there. It could be hockey sticks, it could be baseball bats, it could be fishing poles, it could be a broom and a mop, you know, whatever you might need. And then again, one of the things that we really like about this coach is we love our rear docking lights. I mean, it's super handy to be able to see them. So you have your rear view camera here, you also have your upper camera, and then you'll notice that we also have our 7-pin connector and our Voyager controls, or I should say Phillips. But all of our camera controls and stacker controls back here. Again, 20,000 pound towing capacity, so huge towing capacity, huge bay doors. This is a really nice optional feature. So you've got another just little pigtail back here, where if you want to run, you know, some kind of item you're running there off of your house. So that's super cool. But look at how much storage we have here. Oh, and I don't know why this is not on, but as you can see, it's nice. It's got a little emergency latch. I love this tungsten gray metallic, Ken. I'm so excited for you. More docking lights. Great place to keep a Blackwater hose and gloves. The answer to your question, if you're going to ask it, is no, you cannot get SantaCon on this unit at this point in time. It just doesn't work from a engineering perspective. Look at how awesome this bay is though. So I love your valve controls are super easy. Your freshwater fill is right there. You've got a power hose over here on the left-hand side with hot and cold water. Your whole house water filter. Just a great sewer bay. Really nice. A little plug so that you can keep her cleaned out and then drain. Just a great setup. And they made the doors easier to close this year, so thank you for listening, Newmar. Here's our 8,000 watt or 8 kilowatt quiet diesel generator. You know, number one rule of this generator, I'll just recommend to you, whenever you're gonna go stop and you're gonna stay for a while, fill yourself up with diesel, because if you get down below a quarter tank, you're not gonna have a generator. They'd rather that you could get out of Dodge than that you don't freeze to death, but you really are gonna wanna make sure you have a full tank of diesel, because this baby can sit for days. I mean, so just so you know, we'll stay out for a week or 2 weeks at a time in our coach boondocking with just our 8 house batteries. So 800 amp hours of storage right there. And our 3 solar panels. Now I did also get mine solar prepped. I did add the 3 175 watt panels to the top of this coach. I'm assuming and guessing that Ken will as well, because he's got it pre-wired. Maybe he just didn't want to do it here, but we do it all the time here at Transwest. And what that means is that instead of having 400 watts of solar on top, we have 525 watts of solar, and we save quite a bit of cash on that too. So more power for less money. So here's that HWH system. So this is going to be your hydraulic system operating your leveling jacks as well as your stairs. In the Supreme Air, this whole slide is also hydraulic. So that's where that pump is. And then again, we have a dual loop system by the Oasis this year. We've always had the Chinook. This just gives you a little bit better zone differentiation. Super nice marine grade heater. And, you know, I know that there's other companies that have been trying to get a hold of them, and they just don't have enough to go around. So Newmar is exclusive to that product in the RV industry. So this is a 50-foot long power cord. It's a power reel, as you can see. We also have the optional surge protector here. And then I don't know if you've noticed, but we had, you know, LED lights in all these bays. So just super, super handy, you know, as far as that goes. Really, really nice setup. 2800 pure sine inverter, another camera, air chuck is in here, and then optional hot water. Oh, is that right? Hold on, maybe let me look. Jump points for your batteries are right down here. There's your positive and then your ground, and then your def tank fills there as well. But I don't know, cool, like convex chrome mirrors. You got plenty of room for our Cobra CB system if you want to be a real truck driver in there. Of course, we got the diamond shield on this bad boy. Again, this is a monochromatic tungsten gray metallic special order from my friend Ken. I can't wait to see you tomorrow. And like I said, get yours, man. Let me know how I can help. My number is 303-562-8659. I'm here at Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Frederick, Colorado, and I would love to see you on the road camping in one of our products. Thanks for tuning in, you guys.